Okay, this is your name. Elijah. Okay, Elijah shared, like, he let us use his account. So I just want to show like, I think you guys know your group, but some people they do the class virtually. So you can go to communication and then go to groups. So when you go there, you will see your group member and you can click here. And you see those are the people that in your group. Okay, one is Kobe, Elijah, and then Lauren. Okay, so that's that's how you can contact your group. And then here you will get your group members' email. And then you can send an email, like if you guys never been here, okay, or you don't know who they are, you can send the email to them and exchange your cell phone number or something like that. And then from here, you will know you are company H or whatever letter it is. And for if you go to your D2L, if you see you are strategy Monday, then when you go to syllabus, and then the code for this BSG is in the end of the syllabus. Okay, so this is for online. So you guys, if you see your D2L says Monday, then you pick whatever company, like in his case, he's H. So this will be the code you will need to join the class. Okay. So, and when you log in, you see all strategy online, then you have to use the code for the online class. Okay, so go to communication groups and then figure out what groups you are belong to. So that's it. Let me log out. Oops. And then so that's it. And the top hat login. So let me log into D2L under my account. So if you go to content, syllabus. Oh, this is recording, sorry. So this here, syllabus and Word document. So this one should have the top hat join code. So the Monday class is this one. For the online class is this one. Okay. So if don't register the wrong class, because this is going to sync with the D2L gradebook. Okay. If you are in the wrong class, then you probably won't be able to find your grade from top hat. Any questions so far? Okay. So your first practice decision is due on February 2nd. It's a Thursday, midnight, 11:59. Okay. So after this class, we still have till Thursday. So I will also give you some time after the first chapter, but you guys, sit with your teammates, try to work on the first decision. And then you have also the first BSG quiz due also on February 2nd. Okay, try to do it as soon as possible. Because if you don't do well, you can always reset, email me, or in the end of class, just come to me saying, oh, you want to reset the quiz, and I just reset it. Okay. But once the quiz is reset, whatever grade you get later will be your grade, not the whatever base grade. Okay, so but you can reset until the end of semester. You can reset as many times as possible. So let's do chapter 1. So this class is strategic management, and for the chapter 1 introduction, we are going to kind of figure out what exactly is strategy. Okay, so when we say strategy, what comes to your mind? What do you think a strategy is? This answer already kind of here, but I want to hear what you guys say with your own word. Or if you chat with the, what is it, the chat, what is the AI name? GPT? The chat what? Chat G? Is it GPT? The AI chat, yeah, chat GPT or chat GPT. That's an AI that's like very popular now. So you can chat with him or her, the chat GPT, say, ask him, what do you think the strategy is? Okay, so strategy basically is some kind of action plan, a plan for us to do stuff, right? So for company, the corporate strategy is their action plan to, usually companies won't have a plan to lose the company, right? So of course, we want the company to make profit. So usually the strategy is the company's action plan to outperform their competitors and then achieve superior profitability. Okay, so we want to, like your BSG game, you're running a company. You don't want to run a company to bankrupt the company, right? In theory, okay? So you want to run the company to make good profit. Oops. So that's the strategy. But what do we mean by strategy? Okay, so, and when we need to think about our strategy, there are some situations, some information we need to analyze, need to identify first. Okay, and we are going to apply this theory in the BSG game as well. So we need to understand what is our current situation. So for example, in the beginning of semester, you want to have some kind of plan to do well in class, right? So you need to kind of see what's the current situation, what does the professor require for certain class, like project, quizzes, participation. So you have to look at the situation. So for business, we need to look at the environment, the business environment, the industry conditions. Nowadays, the environment, the general environment is the interest rate is, has been climbing, right? Compared to 3 years ago to 15 years ago. Okay, the interest rate was close to 0, and now the interest rate is close to 5%. So it's like 5% difference. So that would be the business environment, and then we look at the firm itself, the firm's situation. Okay, their financial, their competitive capabilities. Okay, so in chapter 3, we are going to cover what exactly do we look at when we are talking about business environment and the industry condition. And then chapter 4, we're going to talk about the financial capability, the competitive capabilities. What do we mean by, the firm's condition? Okay, and then where are we going to go from here? So our vision, for future, our vision and for the firm's future direction. And then how are we going to go there? How are we going to reach our goal? So that's how is the action plan. How do we do that? Okay, so we are going to create some kind of action plan to help the company to move to the direction they want to. So that's basically what the strategy is. So the next chapter, we are going to kind of talk about the vision statement, the mission statement, and then how are we going to go from here to there. Okay, so so we are going to craft action plan, and then see whether or not, and then set different goals, and then we'll also talk about there are different type of goals. So we are going to do that later on. So the whole thing is strategy. And The strategy is about, the action plans, right, to reach our goals. So how do we do this? Like if we want to make 10% of profit every year, okay, something like that. So first is how are we going to attract or please our customers? What kind of customers we want to attract, okay? And how are we going to compete against our competitors? Like you guys, when you do BSG game, how are you going to compete with, you are competing with each other in this class. Okay, so how are you competing with your classmates from different groups? Okay. And how do you position your company in the marketplace? Like, do you want to go with the high-end product? Do you want to go with the affordable product? Okay, so that's something that you have to kind of think about and then discuss with your teammates. Okay, and then how are you going to respond to the changing economic or market conditions? We will kind of talk about, like, you will kind of build it throughout the game. Okay, there will be some kind of turbulence in certain years, and then you will have to like handle the situation. And how do you capitalize some opportunities so that you can grow the business? I hope by the time we have the opportunities, you guys are familiar with the game enough so you can kind of grab the opportunity. Okay, some companies will be able to, and some people would kind of ignore the opportunities, but let's hope you guys will be able to do it. And then how to achieve your performance target. Okay, so those are what the strategies are about. And but why bother with strategy? Why, like, a lot of company might not have strategy, okay? And when you might not have a plan, when the semester starts, you just say, oh, I just do my thing. You don't have a plan. And a lot of times, like, I will have usually in the beginning of the year, I'll have a lot of plans, okay? And I will make that was before, like when I was a student, I'll get this nice calendar and then, schedule different things in different colors, put it in a nice way. But do I follow through? Probably not. So that's also similar to this, okay? So sometimes companies, like they have good strategy, but they might not be able to execute the strategy well, the same as me following up the strategy. But why do we need that? Okay, so when we have some action plan there, we actually can have a comparison. Like we can gather data, we can gather some evidence, try to see, like, if you say, oh, I want to get A in this class, so this is your goal, and the first quiz due this Thursday, you finish, you got 40 out of 100. Then how far, like, it's kind of far from the A, right? So how you can improve the performance. Luckily for the quiz, you can reset it and retake it. So you need to study more to, get the quiz, to do the quiz better. And, so that, and then, you thought when you get 80, you thought, oh, that's good enough. Okay. And then after you finish second quiz, you get 70, then it's like 75%. That's like a C plus or C plus, yeah. So you're like, oh, no, I have to reset the quiz 1 and 2. So then you got 100 for both. Okay, so that's, so you have kind of go back and forth and then kind of change your plan. So how can you improve the financial performance? Like if your companies are not making profit, what can you do to fix it? Okay. And how do you strengthen your competitive position? We will kind of talk about it later. And how do you gain some kind of competitive advantage over your competitors? Okay, how do you start building stuff so that nobody can copy what you do, or they can copy just part of it, but they can never be as good as you are? Okay. So we need to have a very creative, distinctive strategy to help us to make above average profit to outperform our competitor. And the strategy is about, to compete with our competitors differently. So let's say if company A, they sell shoes at very low price. Do you think everybody should do that? If everybody try to sell shoes at very low price, what would happen? What would happen? Like one company sell at $39, and then the next year another company lower their price to $35 or $38, and then yeah.
Will you be able to see in the BSG game what the other companies are doing? Will you be able to see like what they're charging and what they're using for materials?
Well, you can see some stuff. You will know after the first year. Yeah. Well, actually, I can show you after this. I'll show you what approximately you can see. So, where was I? Oh, do something that your competitor cannot do. Okay. Or do this. This is this part you probably won't be able to figure out from the game, but you can do something that you can attract the customers, set the company from your competitor, but you probably can see the market share, but you probably won't be able to know which part you did right to attract more customers. And then or you can do something to have a competitive advantage over your competitor. Okay, so we will use a lot of examples for the later chapters that when we cover this part. And so to identify the strategy, this one we will also kind of look into this, but let me just give you some examples. So we can find the company's action to enter new product or geographic market or exit some, market. This will happen in the BSG game because we will all start with 4 markets, right? The North America, Europe, Africa, Latin America, and Asia Pacific. So, and then I wouldn't recommend you to exit any of those markets. So this you won't be able to see, but for different companies, you might be able to see that. And sometimes we can see that some companies, they will upgrade or build some important resources. Okay, so from different actions the company do, you will be able to kind of figure out, what they are going to do next. Move this. And the competitive advantage is something your company can do better than your competitor. Okay, so that's the competitive advantage. But sometimes when you can do something better and when your competitor figure out, they might want to copy what you are doing. And sometimes they might be able to do it better than you. Then you only have competitive advantage. But if you can do something better than your competitor, and constantly you just keep improving it, no competitors can actually do better in certain stuff than you, then you have the sustainable competitive advantage. That's the advantage that will last like almost forever. Okay, so those are the different terms for competitive advantage. And basically we have actually 2 fundamental strategies. Okay, here it shows 4, but we have 2 fundamental strategies. So if you can see here, we actually have the low cost and best cost provider. So the first one is called cost efficiency or low cost strategy. Okay, for low cost, based on its literal meaning, it's low cost. So that's one strategy company can use, like Walmart. Walmart is famous for low cost every day, right? It's their like policy or their their slogan. So what would be other company you can think of that has low cost strategy? When you want to buy something cheap, where do you go? Like which company will have low cost strategy? I already say Walmart.
Oh, sorry.
Any, yeah. Five Below, that's good one. So Five Below, yep. Okay, Dollar Tree. Anything else? Target. Target is okay. Yeah, Target a little bit. TJ Maxx. Yeah, I think I love TJ Maxx. Yeah, but TJ Maxx is a little bit different because they actually sell something cheap but with name brand. So they are like specialty. They are more like differentiation. How about, let's say, if you want to travel, which website do you go with to get cheaper deal? Expedia, okay. Yeah, so those count, those help you to find ticket, right? But not necessarily, they just help you to find ticket. They are not the provider. But if you compare American airline with Frontier, right? Frontier or Allegiant or Spirit, yeah. So those are like the cheap, the low cost. Spirit, oh, I remember when I flew Spirit once, you couldn't even move the chair. You have to sit like this the whole trip. Yeah, I'm too old for that. So no more Spirit for me. Yeah. Yeah, so those are like the low cost, okay? And we have differentiation. TJ Maxx, like they provide something different. Okay. Oh, let's say the water bottle. What's your, yeah, so which company? It belongs to Coke, right? Or Pepsi. I don't remember, but it's so these are like more name brand than what is yours?
Pure white.
Yeah, so how much is that bottle? No?
I bought a 36 pack of giant.
This is they don't charge you, $3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so usually, even though it's just bottled water, inside is the same, right? Well, some people can taste the difference, but you can kind of like between these two, which one do you think is more expensive? Yours, right? How can you tell? Like if you don't know the brand by bottle?
Bottle itself.
Yeah, you can tell by the quality of the bottle itself, right? So sometimes when we have differentiation strategy, we would try to differentiate the product or service by something small, like the bottle. Or have you guys heard of this new bottled water called Liquid Death? Oh, sorry, it's a can. It's a metal can. It's in a metal can. So when I first saw the commercial, I was like, what the heck? You know, let me show you the commercial. So the commercial. Now this one. So it's almost like, it almost feel like promoting kids drinking beer or something, right? Because they design this look like beer can. Yeah, but it is water. And did you guys did you try it? It's gross? I wanted to buy one, like I'm going to buy one next time. So, yeah, I was wondering if it would taste weird when it's in a metal can.
It just has like this gross taste to it. It's
Oh. Okay, let me get one and then try. So,
only sell, like I went to a concert in Philly and they were only selling that water.
how much is it? Is
It was
it,
expensive at the concert, like $6.
well, everything in concert is expensive,
Yeah.
even though it's, but I wonder how much it would be in a like gas station.
I think you can get them at the Yeah. They're in the.
Oh, okay, I'll bring one, I'll bring some next. Yeah, because I just heard about this today, when I was driving here, I listened to the podcast and they talk about liquid death, and then they say they use a different strategy. So I thought, oh, I should mention this. Yeah, so they actually, wait. Their company stock price went up 3 times. Yeah, because of this, like young people, and then they actually focus. So it's not just like they use the, you know why they use the metal can? To, yes, because it's not plastic bottle. It's something recyclable, and then it's actually in theory good for, environment. So they actually promote, if you go to their company, they actually promote this, no more plastic, kill the plastic, and then, yeah, drinking water, so the concept is actually good. Yeah, so that's the differentiation compared to the normal bottled water, okay? And when we buy the cheap bottled water, you can kind of tell, like some of them, their bottle becomes so thin, you can't even like, when you pick it up, it just kind of, the how do you say that, like the shape just shift, and it's so difficult to open it, because when you try to open it, you kind of just like twist the whole bottle. Yeah, so, but that's the low cost, okay? And then another thing, so sometimes, so that those are the 2 very basic strategies. So that's something you also have to think about for your shoe company. Do you want to go with the low cost, or you want to go with the differentiation? Okay, unfortunately for us, we're not going to design a commercial, so you won't be able to, use those kind of stuff. But there are ways for the game, there are ways to do differentiation based on your price, and then you get the celebrities. Okay, so based on those, you can make a little bit difference in your strategy. Okay, and then the focus on market niche. This is also a type of differentiation. Okay, it's a type of differentiation, but instead of focusing on the global market, like like I always say, like the Chinese grocery I like to go to in Lehigh Valley, it's a tiny store, and they just focus on the Asian people in Lehigh Valley. Okay, so that's the focus on niche market. And the base cost provider is something in between. Okay, we will talk about this later on. So, but first, today at least, you need to know the 2 basic strategies is low cost and differentiation. And you need to try to think about what kind of strategy you want to use for your company on the BSG game. Okay, so that's something that we can try to do, and we want to skip this. So when we try to have a low cost strategy, you want to do everything you could try to save money. So let's say Walmart, like everybody thought about Walmart when we talk about low cost. So Walmart, they actually did everything to the extent you can think of, try to save cost. So what I do is, Walmart is huge, so they can place bulk order, they get special discount for their orders, right? Not only that, they never place order to a supplier that's more than 10% of their total sales. So let's say they buy toilet paper from P&G. they wouldn't buy more than 10% of what they need from P&G. So they won't rely on this supplier too much. So that when they try to bargain for the price, you know, they have the power. Okay, they can say, oh, if you don't give us discount, we are leaving. If they rely on, like, if they place have 50% of their order with P&G, do you think they will have the power? Probably not. P&G said, where are you going to find someone that will sell you this much toilet paper? You know, so they have these rules that, you know, they only do this with less than 10%. And then they have like their employees. Anybody ever work at Walmart? Nobody here? So I have some friends. When you start working at Walmart, the first thing is they will tell you no union. Unions are evil. So one reason they don't want union. What is the reason they don't want union? What does union do?
Increase wages.
Kind of, yeah. So union protect the employees, right? The labor. And then they would, if they don't get what they want, they would have a strike and then kind of, you know, jeopardize the business. So they kind of use the strike to threaten the business, right? So usually if you have a union, you kind of lose your power in terms of how much you're going to pay, right? Like a few months ago, we have the railroad strike because the railroad companies, the employees, they have union and I think they were on strike for 1 or 2 days. I don't know if you guys remember a few months ago, and then we had the supply chain issue. So I think Biden might have said something, I forgot, but, you know, but they kind of work it out and then they increase the pay and then, you know, give them some benefit they want. So union actually would make the company expenses higher, okay? And then of course union, like our school, we have union. So we'll get better insurance, we'll fight for better insurance, better retirement. Those all cost money. So that's why Walmart they discourage union for the employee. They still don't have union. If you look it up, I think they tried. Even Amazon, they tried to form the first union and then they didn't get the vote. And then what is his name? Bezos. What's his first name? Jeff Bezos. So he actually openly say, oh, we're against union or something. Like he discouraged. He basically told them don't vote to form the union. Yeah. So I remember the first voting was in Alabama, so it didn't pass. So it didn't form union. Yeah. So you know, the company, if they want to do low cost strategy, they have to find ways to try to cut costs, you know, everywhere. So, and then sometimes your strategy might be different because the market condition might be different. Like before when we went to Walmart, everything is kind of cheap. But now, I don't know if you guys notice, because now people are more into the organic product. So actually, even in Walmart, you will see that they have a section that sell organic stuff, you know, good quality stuff. So, you know, but you can actually almost know for sure with the organic, like let's say the same brand of organic milk, Walmart still will be able to provide the milk at a lower cost compared to other grocery store. Okay, so you know, so that's the power they have, but they kind of, you know, shift a little bit based on the market demand, like market change. So sometimes we have to change our strategy, and then sometimes the technology is different, okay, or the competitor, they do something different and the market react, you know, out of your expectation. So you need to, you know, also change to meet the market change. So those are some of the issues why, like some of the reasons why our strategy actually evolved, the company strategy evolved. And And then, another thing is that, like, in your case, when you do business, the BSG game, it's every decision is due on Thursday, right? So on Friday, we'll have the result, and I will record the discussion of the result. So before we see the result, you went in and then with the information we have from the previous week, and then you have your proactive strategy or the deliberate strategy that you are thinking about. But there would be actually something when you see something happen from the competitors, then you have something we call emergent or reactive strategy that you respond to the competitors. Okay, so the current strategy is actually the mix of the strategy you were thinking with the strategy with your competitor, and then you react to the competitor strategy, the change. So one good example is the football game, right? So you watched the football game yesterday? Yeah, so the football game, when you watch the football game, before the game start, of course, two teams will study the other teams, moves and then, possible reaction, and they will have some kind of plan that they have going into the game. But after the contact, okay, the first few runs, they kind of change their strategy because, oh, maybe this doesn't work or, something happened. So they will change the strategy. So similar to the company. So sometimes maybe some things are not to your expectation, then, you have to kind of, change it. So that's the why the strategy might change, but we don't want to change it too dramatically. Like, Walmart, you can't expect Walmart to be what's the Whole Food, okay? You can't expect Walmart to be Whole Food. They don't pay. Whole Food employees get paid really well, okay? And you can't expect that. So that's the thing. This is just the chart to show the realized strategy is the combination of the proactive strategy and reactive strategy. Okay, so with the strategy, when we have the realized strategy, okay, that's like some of our initiatives, some of the approaches, we can kind of design our business model, how we want to make money. Okay, so business model involve we call value proposition. So basically, how companies can make money or how they can sell a product is the product or the service provide some kind of value for the customers. Okay, like the water, we need to drink water, so the water provide us some value. But if the water normally at the gas station is $1, so if they sell it at $5, it's probably over the value we wanted. But at the concert, because nobody else is selling it, so at the concert, $6 for a bottle of water, the value is still there because nobody else. We cannot find water, or are we allowed to bring water to the concert? No, right? Usually no. Yeah, so that's the thing. So they are able to charge that much, okay, at the concert. So they have different values, and the price has to be higher. I mean, the value has to be higher than the price. Then we are willing to pay. If the value is not there, we won't pay this much for certain product. Okay, so there are some product that's like very expensive. Let's say the virtual reality goggle, let's say by Facebook Meta. How do they call their goggle? Meta Quest? Or Meta Quest? How much? 1,200? 400, 500?
No, it's like 4 or 5.
Okay, so 400 or 500, right? So it's not 12. And then Apple also is thinking about starting their virtual reality glasses. I think they want to sell it at like what? 3,000? Yeah, the virtual reality. Look it up. I've heard rumors, but I don't have good memories. So anybody can look it up. So, but Meta versus, Apple. Apple is the first company started to sell their phone for $1,000. Before, I remember when I was a student, I never paid for any cell phone. When I go to the AT&T or T-Mobile or Verizon, they always go to the free phone section. And then when iPhone 4 came out, I was like, oh, I want iPhone 4. So actually I remember I paid $200. That's the very first time I actually paid for a phone. And then before I know it, the price went from 200 to 1,000. Yeah, that's crazy. But they must have value, okay? So people are willing to pay for that much, okay? So the profit formula is this. Oh, wait, what is it? Here. So the value has to be there higher than the price. This is the price we pay. And of course, the price they charge should be higher than their cost. Okay, so they will have profit. So if a company, they will be able to make the value higher, in theory, they will be able to make the price higher, right? Ooh, yeah, so, and of course, our goal is to maximize the profit. So we can kind of increase the value and then increase the price. At the same time, we can lower the cost. But when we lower the cost, we have to make sure the value is still there. Or when we are increase the cost, try to increase the value, we can increase more value, then we increase the cost. Then our profit will be bigger. Okay, so it's something that we have to keep in mind. So the greater the value is, the lower the price, the more attractive this is to the customers. Okay, so I remember before I got the Apple Watch, I always thought, who is going to pay $300 something for a watch? Okay, and I remember at that time, I forgot who. Oh, Stanley from downstairs, Dr. John. He told me, he said, oh, look at my watch. He bought one watch for him and for his wife. So they were able to compete like how much they exercise every day. So they were competing. So he showed me like the route. He ride a bike and then the route, his wife jogging, So he's like, oh, look at this. I said, oh, this is cool. So I went to Apple store and then they told me they would detect when I wear it to swim, they would detect what kind of style I swim. And they would also record how long I swim. And my daughter at that time was in a swim team. So I thought, oh, I should buy one for her and one for me. And we can kind of compete, try to motivate her and also motivate myself. So I got the Apple Watch. But at the time I still feel so expensive. But then they say even without the data, every watch has GPS. So they can track like where you are. So I thought, oh, this is good, because I was always worried she might be, abducted or, something. That's my deepest fear. And I won't be able to do what in the movie Taken. Like he knows how to track whoever took his daughter. I won't be able to do that. So I was always worried. So that's my deepest fear. So I thought, oh, this is good. This is, this is worth the money. So I bought the watch. I bought 2 watches. Okay, so at that time I feel the value is higher than the price I pay, and then I buy it. But before, I don't feel it's worth $300. Okay, and then when I have it for years, what's the function I use the most? From my watch. No, huh? No, it's too difficult. Find my iPhone. So I use it to find my phone all the time. Yeah, so that's yeah, so that's but my watch now is not working. So I have to tell my daughter like, hey, do find my iPhone from your phone. And then she's like, I can't find my phone either. So, yeah. So this is, but you know, when we buy stuff, you know, it's sometimes it's a value that we feel it's worth it, and then we will pay for the price. So when you sell stuff, you need to make your customers feel that the value is there. Okay? And Apple is so good at it. Like every time when you listen to their press conference, they always talk about the product like, oh, this is like one of the best thing in the world. Like you can, I forgot how they say it, but if you watch their press conference, usually if you can, you're like, I want to buy this, I want to buy this. Yeah. So like the Ultra, is it called Ultra? The $900 watch. Ultimate? Is it called Ultimate? So they have the $900 watch this time. And you know what I do? When you fall, the watch will say, are you okay? Do you want me to call 911? So now my biggest fear is, you know, if I fall or if I have heart attack, my daughter wouldn't know what to do. And so there will be something I was like, oh, this is, but still $900. I haven't, you know, the value is not there yet. If one day I actually fail, maybe I would think, oh, I need this, but now I'm still good. But I heard on news, like, I follow this show, this guy, he said one time he fell and then Apple Watch immediately say, are you okay? Do you want me to call 911? I was like, damn, there's something I need, you know, but yeah, so maybe, I don't know. If one day you see me wearing it, that means maybe I fell at a certain time of point and I feel like I need it. Yeah, so this is the model, the value proposition, okay? And the lower the cost, usually we will try to hope we still give certain value to a customer higher than the price, and then the customer will buy it. So, and whether or not our strategy is a good strategy, you know, we need to look at whether or not there's a strategic fit. Whatever you do, does it fit your main strategy, like a low cost or differentiation? Okay, and whether or not we have the competitive advantage. Oops. And whether or not our performance is good. Okay, so if we can find good answers for those three aspects, that means we have a good strategy. And when we have a good strategy, like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, our result will be really good. Sometimes the execution might not be there. Like a lot of times when you play BSG game, when your team is winning, sometimes people will be like, we can kind of slack off this week. Then you didn't do anything. Then there's no execution. Then, you know, maybe your performance will be not good this time. And then maybe your ranking will be dropped. Okay, it will be dropped. Yeah, it will be dropped. So the strategy basically provide us the plan to do things. But the execution part is also important. And in the beginning, I think I told you guys, try to find the accounting people, finance people good with numbers to look at the financial report, okay? And then people are more creative, or, you know, also try to express your opinion, because if only the conservative people are talking, then your company might be making too conservative decision. Or on the other hand, if only the risk-taking person is talking, making a decision, this person might use all your money and you know might bankrupt the company. Okay, so make sure you guys will talk with each other and work out a good strategy. Any question? Let me show you really quick what you might be able to see on the BSG game. Okay. And what I'm going to do on the BSG game. So on the BSG game, anybody is registered in the wrong company? I think you guys are good. So we have report for industry 1. So this is the report I will go over every week. Like usually Friday, I think I will record a video. So this give you the ranking, okay? And then you have the investors expectation score. That's something you did. It doesn't show the result, but something you did that shows good sign. Like when what is this company? Meta. A few months ago, Meta stock price dropped a lot because you know their COO left and they have a lot of issue. And then Mark Zuckerberg, you know, is like he insists on investing in the virtual reality goggles, right? Or the Meta world. He insists on developing the Meta, and people and then the investor feel like we're not sure if it's a good timing now to invest so much in something you don't see future. Okay, but then they decided to have what's the word? They off maybe I made up some number because I don't remember 15,000 people, and then the stock market go up because it's a good sign. Okay, but it doesn't necessarily mean they really save money. But when they announce they're going to have 15,000 people, lay off, their investor expectation went up. The stock market, the stock price go up. Okay, so that's the investor expectation. And then based in industry is based on the real result. If they real make profit, then this will be good. Okay, and then loss each is like 50%. So you have the weighted average score here. So that's every year. And then in the bottom, you have the game today score. So we will have a bonus point. The bonus point is, accumulative. So this one, the weighted average score will be average every year. So this will be game today, like year 1, year 11, year 12, will be average here. And then adding your bonus point will be your overall game score. So this is what you will get in the end of semester. Okay. So, like I say, I think I told you guys, if the last place team is like get 15 points, but in the last year they go up to 40, I might give them maybe 60 or 55, depends on how well they did or whether or not they reach out to me. So if I get them 60, the any team that's above them, the ranking above them will be higher. Definitely will be higher. Will be also their grade will be boosted up. So it depends on each team's performance and then the rank. So this is the first report. And then we have the earnings per share. So you get to see every company's earnings per share, return on equity, and stock price. And then the credit rating, image rating, and the corporate social responsibility. Like for this, you will have the industry's high, low, and average. You won't be able to see one specific company, how much they spend in this kind of stuff, but you will see the highest, the lowest, and the average. And then whoever won the corporate citizenship, you will see like A or B. And then bonus points, you will also be able to see who got bonus points. So we have bullseye award. If your estimate is very close, like here, the revenue estimate of revenue is within 5%, plus minus 5%, and EPS within minus plus 5%, and image rating within plus minus 4 points, then you will get the Bullseye Award. So whichever company can do that, will get that. So we can, there's no limit, but then the next is the leapfrog. So year 11, no one will have that, but for year 12, if your score improved the most, you will get leapfrog award. And then you get to see this. So you get to see the average superior material use, all this information. Okay. And then you get to see who is building new factories, where, how much, who is buying equipment. This you will see. And then you will see how much money each company has. Okay, you will see like revenue from different market segment, and then the expenses, total expenses, the profit, interest expense, tax, net profit. This you will see. And then you will see balance sheet, like how much cash they have, the assets, and the liability, the stock, return earnings, this kind of stuff. And then you will see the numbers in percentage, the gross profit margin, operating profit margin, net profit margin, the days of inventories, all this, you see this. And you will see this one, you won't be able to see who pays, which company pays the employee how much, but you will see the lowest company, the high company, the average. So this, you will see that, okay? You see average, low, and high. And then on your screen, you will see your number here. So you can compare your number with the industry number. My screen don't show it because, yeah, so. And then this is the operating benchmark. Okay, this one shows you the operating profit. This is per pair, okay? And this is a profit margin percentage. So a different cost. So you see low, average, and high, and then your own number. So this is something, and then this is the branded operation. Okay, so you have internet and wholesale, different segment, different geographic location, and then we have private label here. You have this. And then we have celebrities. So you get to see the top offers, how much, second highest, third highest, and how many offers are there, and then who got it. Okay, so have JXYZ, Judy Judge, Kimmy Jimmo, and then Samuel Jackson, Bronco Mars. What is this one? LeBron Game, Flea Westwood. So you have these people. Another thing I will look is this. So this one actually shows you everybody's price, their advertising, how much they spend, and then whether or not they choose free shipping. What's the SQ rating? SQ rating is like the quality from 1 to 10. Okay, so 4 is like medium. And then the model availability. So this one you can change how much they put in advertising, whether or not they have celebrities and their reputation. Okay. And then how much older they get, market share. So this is internet and wholesale and private label. So you get to see how much they put in the bid for private label and how many pairs of shoes. Okay, so these are the things you can see. Any questions? Are you guys nervous about the game or excited? Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, Thursday, 11:59 p.m. So everything usual that for the BSG again, everything is due on Thursday evening. So I give you like from, I try to experiment because before, like one semester, I set it as Monday midnight. Okay, I set it as Monday midnight, but it doesn't work well because I live 1.5 hours away. So after the class, when I was driving home, people have questions because it's close to the due date. And then usually I can't sleep until late because they were like, oh, can we talk to you? Can we Zoom? I feel bad if I can't Zoom. So I keep up late, but I don't like that. So this time, and then another semester, I had the due date on Sunday, the day before the class. So when we come here, we can discuss, but then people don't do anything until weekend. And I don't like to Zoom during weekend because, I think you guys know, if you want to Zooming, I will Zoom when I can. So usually I Zoom people in the evenings as well. So I do work like day to night, every day on weekdays. So I don't really want to work on weekend. That's why I moved this to Thursday. But let me know whether or not it works well with you guys. Okay, let me know. And any questions? Yep.
So how come when you first start out, it only lets you pick do stuff in the North American and Asia?
Oh, because that's where you own. Because when we start, that's a good question. Everybody have factories in only North America and Asia. Okay, and when the game continues, you can choose to build new factories in Europe or Latin America. You can choose to do that, or you can choose to expand your North America and Asia, expand it bigger and then ship from there. Okay.
You have to keep your production up in North America and Asia, or you choose to leave the North American market and just go to Asia and I don't know, say Europe and Africa and then just ship that?
Yeah, you can do that. You can. But I know you can sell your equipment from North America. I don't know. You have to look it up. I don't know if you can sell your land, the factories you already built in North America. Because if you can, then it's a waste of money to keep the land. And so that's something you have to look it up. But yes, you can decide you want to produce in Asia and then ship it back or ship it, whatever you want. So that's something you can decide. You have to think of shipping cost. You have to think of the exchange rate and then the tariff. So those are the things that you can figure out in the first 2 practice rounds. Yeah. Any other questions? One thing I want to remind you, I don't know if I want to remind you, but let me remind you just to make it easier. But I actually want you guys to put in effort to read the menu. So one thing is for the production, no, not this one. For here. So you see, she mentioned that you only have production site in North America and Asia Pacific. Okay. Excuse me. So you actually have North America, Asia Pacific. So there are 2 stages when you try to build a factory. First is you need to build the space. You need to build the factory with certain space. And every team are given 5,000, the space good for 5,000 equipment, 5,000, actually 5 million pairs of shoes, and then 6 million in Asia Pacific. Okay, but if you see here, you only have equipment for 4 million. So you actually have extra space in North America, 1 million extra space, but you need to buy equipment to put it in. And here you have 2 million extra. You need to buy equipment to put it in. And when you want to expand, let's say to Latin America, you need to build the space first. So you need to build space and it won't be, see, if you build it now, it won't be ready until next year. So when you build it now, you won't be able to make shoes this year, but you'll be able to make shoes next year after you buy equipment. Okay, does it make sense? So those are two separate things. Any question? Any other questions? Did anybody finish their quiz one? Anybody want to reset quiz? No? Okay, then do you know your team? So I want you guys to discuss with your team like what kind of strategy you want to use for your company. And if you have another time slot, you guys already decide you want to discuss the game, you're free to go. You don't have to stay here, but I will encourage you stay, because when you have questions, you can ask me right away. So work on the game now. Okay, I'm going to start recording. Oh, I have so many people here.